Hi everyone, welcome back to LL Sports TV. Hope you're all doing well. Just a quick reminder, if it's your first time, please like, share and subscribe to the channel as it helps the algorithms and all that good stuff. Right, let's get to the video. Now, growing up, if you'd have told me that England would one day appoint a German manager as manager of the England national football team, I would literally have laughed in your face. So you can imagine my surprise when I found out that Thomas Tuchel was to be appointed manager of the England football team. So I think you can see from that, shows you how far we've come and how times have changed really. So yeah, it's now official that Thomas Tuchel will be the England manager. And I think in doing so, he will become only the third foreign manager we've had after Sven-Göran Eriksson and Fabio Capello. I think Thomas Tuchel, I think he takes up the post on the 1st of January, and I think it's an 18-month contract. And I think it's worth about $5 million a year. That's how it works out. And as I said, I think he takes up the post on the 1st of January 2025. Right, so Thomas Tuchel there, let's look at his attributes. He's 51 years old, born in Bavaria, Germany. He's the manager of 5 different clubs formerly. Mainz, Borussia Dortmund, both German. France, he managed PSG. And he managed in England with Chelsea. He's also managed Bayern Munich, so he's been round the block. Yeah, he's an experienced manager. I would say his attributes are that he's charismatic, he's demanding, he's said to be fearless, tactically astute. He does win trophies, as I'll touch on later. Apparently he loves English football and loves the culture. He's shown an ability to adapt. And he has a clear identity of how he wants his teams to play. So I think those are the attributes that I've noticed, having observed him managing both in this country and from afar in France and Germany. His failings apparently can be quite fiery. He's a prickly character. He's also said to be pretty stubborn. He's high maintenance. He's very prone to challenging authority if he feels that he needs to. And he's been known to fall out with his bosses. That's one thing that's been a recurring theme throughout his managerial career. So looking at that, you could almost say he's the antithesis of a calm company man like Gareth Southgate. So that would be interesting, that whole dynamic, see how that plays out. But the question a lot of people have about Thomas Tuchel is not so much his attributes, is whether the English manager should be a foreigner. A lot of people have said, a lot of people I've spoken to, you see a lot of stuff online. Famous people in the game, Harry Redknapp, for one, they've said, listen, the English manager should be an Englishman, should be born in England. So that's how a lot of people feel about it. And I hear that. I mean, ideally, you would prefer to have an Englishman in charge of the English national team. Of course you would. But it also comes down to availability and who's the best person for the job. I mean, look at the women's football team, Serena Wiegman, I haven't butchered that name. But she won the Women's Euros in 2020. She's from Holland. And I didn't see too many people complaining about her nationality when the women's team was successful then. So me personally, I don't think it's that much of a big deal. For me, the two things that matter, as I said, are availability and qualifications for the job. And yes, there were a couple of candidates that were being speculated upon that were English born, namely Eddie Howe and Graham Potter. Out of those two, I would probably lean towards Eddie Howe. I'm not so convinced about Graham Potter. But let's be honest, if we're being brutally honest here, Thomas Tuchel is a far more accomplished manager than either of those two. And, you know, he's available, and I think he would make an excellent manager. He's very qualified for the role. He's won a lot of things in the game. I mean, let's look at some of the things he's won. He's won the Bundesliga. He's won the Champions League. He's won 2 French titles with PSG. He's won the German Cup. He's won the UEFA Super Cup and the Club World Cup. So this man, he's a winner. And let's also be honest, England haven't won a major trophy since 1966. And I was a very small man at that time. So yeah, you're looking at, 58 years ago since we last won a trophy. So I actually think that we're quite fortunate to have somebody like Thomas Tuchel who wants the job. So I'm very happy with the appointment. I think we've got some excellent players at this time. I mean, I could say another 2 minutes naming off some of the good players we got. But I think the timing is right I think things align properly. I think he's an excellent manager. I think we've got some excellent players. And I think now is the time. I think that he will be an excellent appointment, and I think we can go on and win something. I mean, the World Cup is, 2026 in North America. And I think Thomas Tuchel, given his track record, given the attributes that I explained earlier, and I think that he will adapt to the role well. And I think that we've got an excellent chance of winning a trophy or two, starting with the World Cup in 2026. But that's what I think. What do you guys think? Are you happy with the appointment of Thomas Tuchel? Do you think the English manager should be an Englishman, or are you not that bothered? As I said, personally, I'm not that bothered. I think ideally I would like to see an Englishman manage England. Of course I would, but, at the end of the day, if the guys that we spoke about earlier, the likes of Potter and Eddie Howe, are not available, or if they're not quite up to the standard, then I think we should go for the best guy. And of the ones that were interviewed, I think there were 10 candidates interviewed. Thomas Tuchel, I'm told, I don't know for sure, but the rumour is that he gave by far the best interview. So, best man for the job, Thomas Tuchel. I'm happy with that appointment. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. What do you think? I'll try and reply to as many of those as I possibly can. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Catch you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching.